is going on, everybody? It is your boy Arrows here, and this is a bit of a different video because we're going to talk about illusions and the vanish mechanic. Now, in Arcasia's Island, we got our first taste of the illusion characteristic and the vanish mechanic. So, if you guys don't know, vanish is when an opponent chooses this character for an action, banish them. All illusion characters have this ability. So that means anything that targets. So if you use Paint the Roses Red, you choose up to 2 characters. If you choose an illusion character, they go. Mother Knows Best. If you choose an illusion character, they don't get bounced back to your opponent's hand, they die. What are some other really good examples? We don't talk about Bruno. Same thing. You're Welcome. Same thing. So this is a theme that I don't know if it's going to see a support past Fabled. I feel like Reign of Jafar might be the end of the Jafar arc of Lorcana. So we're going to talk about the ones we have, and then I'm going to show you 2 decks, one pre-rotation and one post-rotation. So as of right now, we have 7 illusions and 2 cards that work with illusions. Let's talk about the 2 cards that work with illusions first. From Arcasia's Island in the starter deck, we have Jafar Newly Crowned. Jafar Newly Crowned is a 4-cost Steel Amethyst 2/4 that quests for 2. During an opponent's turn, whenever one of your illusion characters is banished, you may return that card to your hand. So if your opponent challenges them, they go back to your hand. If your opponent uses a card effect on them, they go back to your hand. Now, I tried initially when this set came out to incorporate illusions, which I have now, into my Steel Amethyst deck with this Jafar, but I just found there wasn't enough good. There wasn't only, like three illusions at the time. There was Raja, Giant Cobra, and Iago, and only 2 of them were really good. So there was no real point in playing this, I found. Now, in a post world where we have a bunch of really good illusions that are coming out in Reign of Jafar, you could definitely revisit this card. I think it is really good. The big issue here is that if it is exerted, it's going to get challenged before any of your illusion characters are. At a 4 cost, it is going to get targeted by Zeus and strong Strength of Raging Fires. Anybody who knows how to play this game is not going to target down your vanish characters, your illusion characters, while this card's on the field. So at the end of the day, it's like, are you using this card as bait, or are you planning on hopefully having your opponent bounce some stuff, do some stuff to your illusions? Now, obviously, in the case of the Iago, which is a 4/6 with evasive, yeah, your opponent's gonna blow that up. The Abu that is coming out in Reign of Jafar, that is definitely something I would target right away with cards to destroy it, because it's going to gain mass amounts of lore depending on what's on my opponent's side of the field. But we'll talk about those in a second. I think this Jafar is worth playing now. It wasn't worth it when Arcasia's Island came out, just because there wasn't enough good illusions to use it with. So this Jafar is really good. The other Jafar we get for this set is another Jafar in this set. This is the only Jafar in this set. Is Jafar the High Sultan of Lorcana. He is a 4/4, quest for 3. He is uninkable. This guy is going to come out with a major target on his back, which is kind of good, because in this case, you probably want to protect the illusion that you play with him. And here is his effect. His effect is Dark Power. Whenever this character quests, you may draw a card, then choose and discard a card. If an illusion character is discarded, you may play that character for free. Now, this is going to be really good because we are getting some really strong illusion characters coming up in this set, which we're going to go into talk about right now. We're going to talk about the ones that we already have, then we're going to talk about the new ones that are coming out, and then, like I said, we're going to show you a couple deck profiles. One is pre-rotation, so it's going to include like all of our fun little stuff, and the other is post-rotation. So, this Jafar is more than likely, if you're playing this Jafar in your 5 cost slot, and you're playing it on the field, you're almost always assuredly going to be discarding a illusion. Um, Giant Cobra and Iago are really good targets for this, as well as some of the illusions that we're getting in the new set. The issue with Giant Cobra is you're going to dwindle your hand down a lot more because you're going to play Jafar, play Cobra, discard Cobra, play Cobra, and discard a card from your hand. But you get to draw a card with Jafar, so it evens itself out in the end. Iago, this is a great way to get that massive Iago on the field for free. There's an Abu that has a 6 cost. This is another really good way of getting that out for free and a turn earlier than you normally would. I like this card. The fact that it quests for 3 also means that your opponent's going to have to target it down really quickly. Otherwise, it's going to start racking up you some lore. So we love this Jafar. The 2 Jafars are really good. But now let's look at the illusions. In Arcasi's Island, we got Raja, which is a 2 cost 3/3, just a straight vanilla. We got Giant Cobra, which in my opinion is the unsung hero of this archetype in set 7. 4/4, quest for 1, vanish. When you play it, you get to discard a card and gain 2 lore. And we got Iago, which is also a fantastic card. 4/6, evasive, quest for 1. This thing is going to stick around as long as it doesn't get targeted down. So, in pardon me, in Reign of Jafar, we got 4 new illusion characters. We got the Palace Guard, Spectral Sentry. He is a 1 cost, 1/4 quest for 1. This is a really solid card. Maybe not so much in current Amethyst Steel decks, but in a post-rotation world where we are potentially losing Chernobog's followers, and the Magical Broom, Illusionary Keeper. Card is a solid replacement, and it's vanish. And if you really needed to, you could play it for free off of Jafar. I don't know why you would. There are much better options, but humor me. This is a really solid opening play. I think it's a 1/4, so it's going to survive early challenges. I think this is a good card. We also get Magic Carpet. Magic Carpet enables us to go on the offensive with our illusions when need be. It is a 3 cost, 2/4 steel illusion. The only pure steel illusion in this theme. It is quest for 2, it has vanish, and your other illusion characters gain challenger 1. Now this is solid. I don't know how many of these you run in the overarching deck, but giving your illusion characters challenger +1 is really good, especially in the case of the Cobra and the Iago. It's going to let them take out some potential threats on the board. We also have the Sultan, Royal Apparition. He is a 5 cost, uninkable, 5/5, quest for 2. Whenever one of your illusion characters quest, exert chosen opposing character. This is really good when comboed up with the Carpet. The Sultan himself does not have to quest. Any of your illusion characters do. So you quest with the Giant Iago, exert something. You can have the Sultan take it out. Quest with the Sultan, exert something. You can have something else take it out. This card has a lot of potential. I like this ability, and it's not once per turn. So if you have a bunch of illusion characters, and if you have like 2 illusion characters and 2 big characters, you can quest with the 2 illusion characters, exert 2 things down, challenge over them with the Sultan and something else, or another illusion character. I think the Sultan is honestly up there for like best of the new illusion characters we got, because he's tied with this big boy, Abu, the illusory pachyderm. He's a 6 cost, inkable, 3/7, quest for 1, but he has the ability Grasping Trunk. Whenever this character quests, gain lore equal to the lore of chosen opposing character. If your opponent has a 2 cost, a 2 lore character on the field, you're questing, you gain the 1, and then you gain the lore from your opponent's character as well. So you could get like 2 to 3 lore out of this thing a turn, or more if your opponent's playing something that has like more lore, like Mufasa, or I'm trying to think of other cards that have a lot of other good cards that have a lot of lore. Mufasa is the only one I can think of right now. for blue. Chernobog, I guess, for Chernodog. So if your opponent has something that gives them a ton of lore, this card is going to be a good play. So what do the decks look like? Like I said, I'm going to show you a pre-rotation and a post-rotation. The post-rotation will be solely based off of what I know with what we know now for what's getting reprinted. So let's get into that. All right, so we have 2 decks here. I built them myself, so they're probably not great, but just bear with me. This is how I think everything should look pre-rotation and post-rotation. Assuming you want to maximize the output of your Jafars. And again, in the pre-rotation, I don't think you have to play the Jafars. I think there are still, I don't think if in the pre-rotation, I don't feel like you have to play the Jafars. I feel like even without Jafars, the new illusions in just like the existing Amethyst steel deck are really good. We're going to look at some of the cards, what choice we have. So for the pre-rotation, Reign of Jafar, we're running 3 Chernobogs, 3 Diablos, and 3 Brooms. I think this is really good. I think this is still your classic line. The only difference between this and what I am playing right now is I'm running more of these two, and less, and the same number of this. 2 copies of Snake. We are running a small bounce package in here of Snake, Fox, Crab, and Goat. I don't really think you need Rabbit here because we are playing the Genie, which is Jaws' card. We don't get the extra card when it gets banished, but it is evasive, so it's going to be able to do more for us in the long run than drawing a card, dying, and drawing another card. 2 copies of Raja. Raja is still a great 2-drop at 3/3, even though he is super easy to get off the field in a pre-rotation format, but I still like him. 2 copies of Calhoun. I've only ever ran 2 copies of Calhoun in my Steel Amethyst decks, and I think it runs perfectly fine. 3 copies of Doc. We are going to get into a position where we have a hand that is unfavorable, or even if we don't have a hand and we play Doc, we draw 2 cards. Doc is just really good. 3 copies of Cobra. 3 copies of Madam Mim Fox. If you don't know what Madam Mim Fox does, when you play her, you get to bounce. You either bounce another character back to your hand, or you banish her, and she has Rush. The Snake has the same ability, just without Rush. Sorry. 2 copies of Merlin Crab. Merlin Crab, when he enters, you give something Challenger 3. When he leaves the field, you give something Challenger 3. 2 copies of the Carpet to give everything Challenger 1. 2 copies of Pete. Honestly, there's more of him in the post-rotation deck. Just in the pre-rotation, I don't think he is as powerful right now as he once was. But in like a post-rotation world, he could be a lot more powerful, but I don't think he's as like strong now as he was before. You could, if you wanted to run 3, you could drop one of the Docks or one of the Crabs and only run 1 Crab and run the 3rd one. It's entirely up to you. 2 copies of the Genie. We love card draw, and I think 2 is just fine. 3 copies of the Giant Iago. 2 copies of the newly crowned Jafar. 2 Goats. 3 of the 5 Sultan of Lorcana. 3 Sultans. 3 Abus. 3 Friends. 3 Strengths. 3 Zeuses. Pretty standard stuff. And 3 libraries. So that is what we have post pre-rotation. So this is what I'm looking at, what I'm thinking post-rotation. Not knowing what is being reprinted in Fable, or if there's going to be new illusion cards coming in Fabled, just with what we know now. And obviously, as we get closer to Fabled's release in August, this could drastically change. If you guys like, as we get closer to Fabled and we know more of what's coming in Fabled, I will do another video, going over some of the new stuff we're getting, if we're getting anything new for this theme in Fabled. So, going into our post-rotation, the deck is different, but not. This deck is more leaned in on aggressive luring, aggressive questing. So we have our 4 copies of Diablo. If he gets banished, he's an extra card draw. He's fine. If they don't want to give you the card, he's going to quest, which is also fine. 4 copies of the Palace Guard, still 2 copies of Raja. I've opted for 3 copies of Calhoun in this case because we are going to gain 2 lore off her. 2 copies of Doc because we've opted for the extra copy of Pete. 3 Cobras still. 3 of the evasive Tinkerbells. She does for this deck what Minnie did for decks for Ruby Amethyst decks in like set like 1, 2, and 3. 3 Carpets, 3 Petes, still 2 Genies because we have up to 4 of the Iagos. 3 of the newly crowned Jafar, 2 of this Queen. This Queen has a ton of potential. Next format, I think decks are still gonna be running princesses. She's still gonna do a lot. She wasn't in the pre-build because honestly I just didn't really know what to do, have room for her. 3 Elsas, 3 of the newly crowned of the High Sultan Jafar, and then 4 of each of these illusions, because we're gonna want to guaranteed pitch one off of here. And I feel like with this on the field, with this, or even this, they're going to focus down on these as opposed to this. Now, the biggest change that comes in a post-rotation world is the songs and actions and items and locations. There are a couple of decent Steel songs. No, actually, no, there's not. So we've gotten rid of songs altogether. We're running 3 copies of They Never Come Back. Up to 2 chosen characters can't ready at the start of the next turn, and you get to draw a card. This, I think, is going to see a ton of play in Amethyst decks post-rotation. It's a really good card. You get to stop 2 of your opponent's characters from untapping, and you get to draw a card. And a card that has been popping up a lot now, Finders Keepers. 5 costs, draw 3 cards. Card draw is always good, and purple loses a good chunk of theirs in a post-rotation world. So I think running this at 2 is good. And then, of course, we're still keeping our 3 copies of the library because, honestly, it's just a good card, especially with illusions. If you have... Ow, Binks, that is my... Thank you. Especially if you have, like, a couple of illusions there and they get targeted and they get banished. Oh, no, I get to draw cards to replace them. So this is what I like post-rotation. I think it has a ton of potential, but I want to know what you guys think. Do you think I'm off my rocker? Do you think this color combination just dies post-rotation? What would you pop into the pre-rotation deck? What would you put into the post-rotation deck? How would you handle the numbers of illusions? I actually think my illusion numbers are really good. The only other things you could really do are maybe like drop one of the Tinkerbells for one, or one of the Sultans for another Genie. More card draw. You could do that if you wanted to. But I think, honestly, post-rotation, these 2 are so good, especially when you can quest with 2 illusions, exert 2 things, play this, those 2 things can't untap. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, ding the notification bell. Binks will love you. And as always, friends, stay safe out there, and I will see you when I see you. Bye.